Oh, this is a good one. Parents, pay attention. A young child was suspended from school for playing during recess with his friend. What were they playing? Cops and robbers. Before I get into it, I want to thank the sponsor of the video, and that's Lear Capital. As many of you know, I am very particular at who sponsors this show. And I want you to know that I choose Lear Capital because they are aligned with American values, and their priority is to help educate and inform people, you and I, on what's happening in not only just politics, but the economy as well, and how to protect and preserve the wealth you already have. They also have a must-read report called The Tipping Point that explains why our American financial system is broken, how the US dollar is on its way to being extinct, and the plan for countries to move out from under the US dollar with a new gold-backed currency. Will the dollar die and force us to use a digital currency? What will this mean for gold and silver? There's a lot of great insider information in this new report, and it's free. So don't wait. Do what I did and ask all the questions you could possibly think of. Write them down, learn and absorb the knowledge so that you can decide what's right for you and your family. Lear helped me purchase my gold and my silver, and they answered all of my questions. And there's no obligation to purchase, so give them a call, 1-800-260-5075, or go to leargg.com. Learn about gold-backed IRAs or 401ks, or how storage works if you don't want to take possession of your physical gold and silver like I did. Now, Lear will give Guns and Gadgets viewers $250 in their account today, and will tell you how you can qualify and receive up to $15,000 in free bonus medals. All right, guys and gals, give them a call at 1-800-260-5075, or head over to leargg.com. And thanks to Lear Capital for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, my name is Jared, this is Guns and Gadgets, and I literally just got off a plane coming back from Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the USCCA Expo. It was awesome to meet so many of you. If you want information on the Second Amendment, no matter where it happens in this great land, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, from litigation to legislation, then subscribe to the channel down below. It'll take you 2 seconds of your life, and you will stay in the know, which is invaluable the way things are going. Let's get into this story here. A school in Jefferson City, Alabama, suspended a first grade student for a game of cops and robbers, like I said in the opening. Well, what did he do wrong? He pretended his fingers were gunned during recess. Hey, ATF, mine have FRTs in them. Ooh, this one's got a stock and this one has a pistol brace. Woo! Anyway, Bagley Elementary School is where this happened, and they stepped in it big time. The boy, who is 6 years old, received a Class 3 suspension, which is the most serious in that school system. That's the type of suspension they usually give to such offenses like an actual weapon in the school, selling drugs, bomb threats, threatening to burn the place down, arson. A very, very serious infraction. And that stays with you for your entire career in the school system. Well, the school defended its decision, but after public outcry in the area and the father, Jared Belcher's, persistence, they decided to reduce the suspension to a Class Level 2 suspension. But that was too little, too late. Listen to what the dad said when he was discussing what he was talking about with the teacher, because a Class 3 suspension removes the child from the school unless there's a conference. So during the conference, Jared Belcher, the father, asked the teacher a few things. He said, quote, "Well, did he threaten anyone?" The answer was no. He said, quote, "Was there any violence?" The answer was no. He then asked, was there any indication of a current or a future threat? Again, the school rep, the teacher, said no. Then the father said, well, kind of seems benign to me. It sounds like 2 students playing. And she said that's what it was. But in this climate, in this day and age, we have to take all incidents very seriously. Stop it. There's a little side note. When I was a younger man and my oldest son was still in grade school, I was called because they said he brought a gun to school. And as you might imagine, I tore up all my tires getting to the school, called my wife, told her to check the safes. And when I got to the school, on the center of the table where the principal and the teacher and all the other important wannabe clowns were sitting was a 2 or 3 inch plastic see-through green squirt gun with an orange flat trigger. His squirt gun was cool, had a flat trigger. When I busted in there and said, "Is that the gun you're talking about?" And they were like, oh yeah, this is serious. I told my son, who was in tears because he was kindergarten, I think it was kindergarten or first grade, told him, "You did absolutely nothing wrong. These people are the problem." I grabbed the squirt gun, grabbed him, and left. Because that's how parents are supposed to handle this bullshit. And this father's doing a great job at it. He also said that they labeled his 6-year-old as a potentially violent and dangerous student because he was being a little boy and playing cops and robbers with another student who was also suspended and used his fingers like a gun. The father also said it should be noted that punching or hitting a student would have only been a Class 2 violation. So in the eyes of the school administrators, a finger gun is more serious than punching a classmate in the nose. He also said fists have broken many noses, but in the last 600 years since the invention of firearms, not a single person has been so much as bruised by a finger gun. That's a good quote, man. In response to the situation, Gun Owners of America teamed up with the gun rights organization based in Alabama. It's called Bama Carry, and they figured they were going to address this proactively. Their goal was to ensure that the incident would not affect the young boy's permanent record and to prevent similar occurrences in the future because it's absolute crap. Now, the Mac Daddy of Gun Owners of America, my friend Eric Pratt, and I say that because every time I give him a cool title, he'll usually text me right after watching the video. So the Mac Daddy, he said this incident shows how embedded the anti-gun mindset is in so many communities, including in red states like Alabama. This was a gross mishandling of a situation where children were simply being children. I imagine most men, young and old, hearing about this can recall having played in a similar fashion in their own youth. We will continue to demand action until a full apology is made and all disciplinary records tied to this incident are permanently destroyed. And they sent a letter to the school. Wait till you see this. This was sent via the law office of Freeland Marks attorneys. This was sent to the Jefferson County Board of Education and the members of the board, as well as the Jefferson County School District superintendent and the principal of the school, Bagley Elementary, whose name is Amy Dawson. It says, "I have been retained by Jared Heath Belcher regarding the entirely improper and quite frankly asinine treatment of his son, JB, a 6-year-old first grade student at Bagley Elementary School. As reported by school staff on September 1st, JB was playing cops and robbers during playtime with another student, his friend. During the course of their play, the children reportedly extended their index fingers and thumbs and said bang bang at each other. Any rational persons would conclude that this was entirely normal, perfectly age-appropriate play for two young boys. The activity was mutually engaged and enjoyed by two young children. As reported by school staff, their play did not threaten any other students, did not disrupt any class activities, and did not interfere with school functions in any way. Nevertheless, JB's finger guns were reported to the school administration, whereupon Donna Page, assistant principal at Bagley Elementary School, who apparently lacked the insight and judgment to see the ordinary children's play for what it was, immediately began a disciplinary process against JB. Candidly, I thought the story may be a hoax until I reviewed the paperwork generated by the school. The school's only citation is to Article 3.22 of the Student and Parent Handbook of 2023 to 2024. The school's report of the incident is partially reproduced below, and you can see that they say the description of the infraction was using gun fingers to shoot another student. Article 3.22 is, quote, threat/intimidation of student. The offense consists of a threat to do serious bodily harm or violence to another student by word or act, cyberbullying, or intimidation that may induce fear into another. Examples include a threat to kill, maim, or inflict serious harm, a threat to inflict harm involving the use of any weapon, explosive, firearm, knife, prohibited object, or other object, which may be perceived by the individual being threatened as capable of inflicting bodily harm. No reasonable argument can be made that JB's conduct fits within this prohibition. JB made no threat to kill, maim, or harm his playmate. JB's gun fingers posed no actual or perceived danger to anyone. His playmate was not induced to fear serious bodily harm. JB did not threaten actual violence with his gun fingers, and the gun fingers were not directed toward anyone other than the game participants. The gun fingers were not exhibited in a hostile or threatening manner. Rather, JB and his classmate were playing a game. Yet, as noted, the school charged this incident behavior as a Class 3 major infraction. Other Class 3 infractions include arson, battery of a school board employee, bomb threats, burglary, sale of drugs or drug paraphernalia, possession of explosives or firearms on school property, robbery, and other offenses reasonably likely to cause great harm to the person or property or seriously disrupt the educational process, such as gang activity participation. In other words, the school charged a 6-year-old boy with an infraction equivalent to a felony crime. The irony is not lost on JB's parents that, quote, intentionally hitting, pushing, kicking, or otherwise being physically aggressive with another student, end quote, is only a Class 2 infraction. JB would be subject to lesser maximum penalty had he punched the other student in the face. I understand the school has since downgraded the charge to a Class 2 infraction and allowed JB to return to his class. That is too little and too late. This letter calls on the school district to immediately and publicly confirm it will remove any record of an infraction, disciplinary action, or other sort of report of the activities of September 1st, 2023 from JB's records. Additionally, the school must remove any label, warning, or other sort of classification of JB as a potentially violent or dangerous student. Further, the school district should confirm that it will allow age and context appropriate playtime activities for which cause no substantial disruption, contain no actual, implied, or perceived threat, and pose no danger to anyone, and that, in the future, no student will face punishment or removal, regardless of whether students or staff would prefer the young boys not use gun fingers as part of their play. We request a substantive response no later than September 14th, 2023. Sincerely, M. Reed Marks, who is the attorney who penned the letter. So this was absolute craziness. A lot of parents watch this video, watch this channel. What do you think? Have you had a similar situation? Let us know in the comments down below. I told you our situation. I can't wait to see how asinine some of yours are, because we know that schools are run by crazy blue-haired Karens, and some of their demands can be quite Marxist. Guys and gals, thank you so much for your time. I am exhausted. I'm done for the day. I just wanted to come on and let you know that this young boy is getting screwed, but GOA and Bama Carry are standing up for him. Good job. Support those who support you. GOA's link is always in the description down below. You can also support Bama Carry. Easy to find. I'm exhausted. Have a great day. Please subscribe to the channel. All the things. I'm out.